Okay, so let's talk about what's happening on YouTube because I think there's a lot of stuff happening in the background that you're not aware of. So initially on this homepage, what do we see? We see a display advertisement, so just sort of like a banner ad at the top of the page here. You also see some videos down here that are going to be recommended toward me if I was signed in. In this case, I'm not signed in. However, what they really do is they're really building a profile as to the past videos that you've watched, and then recommending videos based on that in a number of ways. So the first way they do it is by title and description. So videos that you've watched in the past, they're going to try to match words that are in the title and description to the videos that you might want to watch in the future, which might be surfaced here. They're also going to build a profile of you as a user and do something called machine learning, which is basically using past behavior of people like you to influence what you might do in the future. So in this case, you're going to say, okay, all people like Mike that have watched videos like Mike have watched these videos in the future, and I can tell that to a certain degree of confidence. So let me click in on one of these videos just to show you how sort of the advertising works. So it looks like I got served an ad there. So what's actually happening when an ad is being served? So Google actually has their own advertising platform, which is basically a piece of technology that can store advertising and essentially do like a bidding system for this particular user. In this case, it's me. So what's really happening? So in this case, it sounds like Liberty Mutual went to Google, and they're saying we're willing to pay from 1 cent to 30 cents to show a person of the right demographic this advertisement. As a result of me seeing this ad and Liberty Mutual knowing that I'm pretty engaged with this page since I clicked on the video, they're going to give YouTube, let's just say 20 cents for easy math. The big thing for advertisers is engagement, right? They want to make sure that you're actually looking at the ad, that you're actually going to see this ad.
So he is about to go back and finish up some work, and I am going to get started on our meeting.
Now I got served a second ad with this skip ad button in here. And if you think that you're getting over on YouTube or in this case it looks like Green Chef by clicking this skip ad, you're really not. This is actually showing that I'm pretty engaged with this particular piece of content enough to actually click on the screen where that thing is. And people are willing to pay premiums for the ability for users to see that. So I don't think you're getting over on anybody. So let's click in here. So what's actually happening with this video in particular, and how does it load so fast? So what YouTube is actually doing here, all in real time or instantaneously, is they're actually going to check your internet connection, your device, and the browser you're on to determine what quality of video to show you, right? So a higher quality of video is going to take more time to download, and they want to make sure they get that first frame to you in as little a time as possible. So in this case, it looks like it served me a 720p video, but I believe my browser has the ability to go up to 1080, so I can upscale if I want to, but that might take a little bit longer. If I were on my phone, for example, and I was on a smaller screen, they're probably going to serve me like the 480p version. So now the video is playing. So how do videos get from wherever they live to this initial page here, right? So Google actually has storage facilities around the country that when me in New York actually make this request for this video, all the wires that run into your internet modem are going to run all the way out to where those Google storage facilities are, grab the video and deliver it to my screen in a very, very fast time, as you can see. And the videos themselves are actually not delivered all in one, right? So if you ever notice down here, the more highlighted area, this is actually the packets of the video that have been delivered already. So the video actually comes over in packets. So they're 5-second packets. And it looks like about half of the packets have come over so far for this particular video. If you're asking the question, why don't they deliver the entire video? There is a cost that's incurred on Google's side when you deliver those packets to this particular page. In this case, by only delivering half of it, they're actually saving money in this case. So as you know, if you get X amount of viewers on your YouTube videos, then you will get paid for that particular content. So how is that really split up? So I used the example before that, I think it was Liberty Mutual gave 20 cents for the ability for me to see that ad. Of that 20 cents, Google's actually going to take 45% of that, and the creator of the video will get the other 55%. So in the case of a 20 cent ad, that's a pretty expensive ad. You probably won't see that all the time, especially for original content on your page. You'll probably get something like 1 to 5 cents, and then you'll have to split that 45.55 with Google. So for content creators, it's actually not a bad deal because you're getting a lot of free advertising just by being on YouTube. There's essentially no competition, and YouTube's actually providing a pretty good service in terms of the quality of player that they're delivering, the adaptive streaming, which is what I talked about before, where they're actually switching the quality of the video based on your internet connection, and storing and serving you the initial content, making the deals with the advertising networks as well. So, 45.55, not the greatest split in the world. You're saying, well, it took me a lot of money to make my videos. But for everything that's happening in the background, there's actually a lot of value that content creators are getting out of YouTube.